Welcome friends, I'm Smitha from the blog Smiling Colors, and in today's video we're going to be painting a floral watercolor note card. We'll be painting this together using just two colors of pens. I'm using Tombow dual brush pens, and today I'm using the color 528 and 755. A big thank you to Tombow USA for sponsoring today's video, and let's get started. Start by applying the marker color onto watercolor paper. I like to use watercolor paper or mixed media paper for this technique, and I have a blog post with a list of all the papers and sketchbooks that I highly recommend. I'll leave a link to the blog post in the description box below. There's no method to my madness here. These are just very simple flowers, but they're very satisfying to paint. All you need to do is apply the brush pen color onto your paper, and then using either a water brush or a paintbrush dipped in water, you want to drag the color to form petal shapes. I like creating a flower with 5 petals. 5, 3, 6, these are all great numbers to start with. Always plan ahead and apply the marker color towards the center of the flower, and it doesn't need to be neat. When you apply the marker colors, I just add quick scribbles. I really take my time while adding the water. The water does all the magic, the color softens and you can spread it so nicely. This is the time you want to take to form the petal shape and have just fun painting. Now we repeat the process all over again. I just enjoy painting flowers with these brush pens, and I've shared many tutorials even here on my YouTube channel before, but today's video is different because I'm painting the entire card in real time. I'm not speeding up any process, I'm not editing out any part, so you can sit and paint along with me, and hopefully this will be a fun experience for you as well. One thing I like to do is, after I apply the marker to the paper, I like to squeeze a drop of water onto my marker color, just so that it doesn't have time to dry on the paper. You really don't want the marker to be absorbed into the paper. You want the marker color to just sit on top, and it should be spreadable with the water. That's the most important part. That's the most fun part of these florals. The water just creates this variation and drama to the florals that you don't really need to have any super skills to paint with. For today's card, I'm using just two colors, a pink color and a contrasting blue color. So all of my leaves will be painted with this blue color. I want my blue color leaves to be really dark in color, so I'm adding more marker color to the paper. If you remember, for the pink, I just added a little tiny scribble per petal, but for the leaves, I'm adding a larger marker amount. This is because I want a darker color. So depending on how much marker color you add to the paper and how much water you add to it, you will get different variations and different results. With just one marker color, you can add a lot of water and create lighter tones, and you can add a little bit of water to create nice, dark, dramatic tones. Again, while applying the marker to the paper, I just added oblong oval shapes, but with my paintbrush, I take time to kind of draw the stalks, pull the leaves to elongate it, give a nice leaf tip. All of these things I like to do with my paintbrush rather than with the brush pen. I simply love the way this blue color contrasts against the pink. This is such a whimsical color combination, and I challenged myself today to use just two colors of dual brush pens and create a whole floral composition that is easily recreatable by anybody. So if you don't have this pink and blue, it doesn't really matter. Just pick up any two contrasting colors of dual brush pens that you have in your stash and try this method. I'm sure you'll have great results. To keep your floral composition interesting and not too busy, something you want to keep in mind is that even if you're using just a few colors, you want to vary the shape and size. Like with the flowers, I have 2 flowers. They look pretty identical, but one of them has 5 petals and one of them has 6. With the leaves, I have all blue leaves, but some of them are smaller, some of them are longer. So by varying the shapes and overlapping them, I'm just creating more interest even though they're just a single color.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
Now that the leaves and flowers are done, I just want to add a few more details to enhance the card. I'll draw these small berries or cherries onto the card, and I'm using the same pink color, but to add a little variation, I'm tapping a bit of blue to the bottom of each of the berry. And then I add water to mix the colors directly on the paper. By mixing the pink and blue, you get this purplish shade, and I'm not mixing the colors completely and evenly, so there's a slight variation as well. This color is a unique color now for the card, but it coordinates very well because it's a mixture of the two colors we've already used.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
I added a few more berries and a bud around it, and these are all the final details that I'll be adding to the card.
Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
I finished off the card by adding a sentiment, "Love you mom," using a black pen. This is the mono drawing pen. The final thing to do is to just peel the tape and reveal our card. I like taping down my paper while I'm painting because even though I add a lot of water, the paper never warps. It dries flat, and this is especially important when you're making a card. You really don't want the card paper to buckle. With your black pen, you can add in more details if you want. You can also outline the flowers and leaves and add more designs on top of it. I just added a few circles towards the center of the flower and I called it done. And there you have it, friends. A Mother's Day card painted with just 2 colors of dual brush pens. I totally love the way this card turned out and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, happy crafting!